everyone, good evening. I do hope we are live, and let's see if somebody is showing up live because I did not announce anyone that I'm coming live, so how does it get even better than this? Welcome everyone. I know that some of you know me already, and as the page says, my name is Ilioara Ormenisan, and I am an access bars practitioner and facilitator. And today I just realized, of course I have realized this after a dear friend was actually inviting me to be part of one of her programs. So she gathered few of us, few access bars practitioners or facilitators, to share their story and to uh, basically say what access bars bring in our life. And I was thinking, back in my mind, at the back of my brain, I know I have said my story, but maybe not every single one of you actually saw it. And it's not as much about me as it is about the gift of access bars. And my mission is to raise awareness and to make it known to people. If they choose it, that's their choice. If not, that's totally fine. Yet my main mission is to actually make sure that you know that it exists, that you know it is somewhere out there, and you know how to actually reach it. And hello, I have somebody with me. Would you please comment and tell me which one, who is with me? Okay, I cannot see anyone on my phone. I apologize for the distraction. I thought maybe I see the icon and maybe I recognize the person who is watching. I welcome you, every single one, on my page, and I'm very happy and grateful that you're taking the time to be here with me now or later when you will watch as a replay. I just want to say that I'm grateful that you're taking the time and you're listening to what I have to say. And again, my mission and my desire is to share access bars with as many people as possible, to raise the awareness that you have a tool, that it is brilliant and beautiful, and it creates so much. It is opening the spaces, it is opening doors, it brings ease, joy, and glory. And it's not only that this is the mantra of access consciousness, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory, but it really takes you to the place where you're at today, to the place where you actually embody the joy, you actually embody the ease, and you learn, no matter what is coming your way, to deal with it in a way that you don't feel the pressure, that you don't stress yourself, that you don't lock more tension into your body, that you don't suppress your feelings, and you learn how to deal with it instead. And if I'm coming back to my story, well, my story started somewhere in 2019. I started using the tools of access consciousness, and a few of them are from the Access Bars class, but I didn't know at the time. I was doing a program with somebody that used the tools in day-to-day life, and I think that was my preparation kind of to actually start my journey. And earlier I just said, like, right now, connecting the dots back to 2019 and 2020 when I actually took the class, is that access bars and access consciousness chose me. actually. So my story with this amazing technique, it started with an invitation. Those of you that you're watching and that maybe you are a practitioner, maybe you are a facilitator, maybe you are an access consciousness certified facilitator, or maybe you are an access consciousness facelift practitioner or access consciousness uh, energetic facelift practitioner or maybe facilitator, it doesn't really matter. But I do believe that at one point you either find it by yourself or 90% of the time a friend actually invited you, like, or recommended somebody, look, is this new thing, just go and see that person. So I had participants that they come to my classes by recommendation. I have participants that they just sign up, they don't know why, and they just come. And to be honest, I was one of those participants. I just got an invitation and I said yes. I was like, what is it? And my dear friend Diana Misail said, well, there are 32 points on our head that are connected with our thoughts, feelings, emotion, points of view, and consideration, and they got released. And I was like, yeah, I don't understand anything. It was my mind saying, but I was like, yes, I'm coming. I trust you, I like you, like, I'm coming. And I was just following her lead. In the day of the class, hello everyone, welcome, thank you so much for watching. In the day of the class, I was so nervous. And even though I knew everyone in the room, I was so shy and I was shaking. Actually, what I call, what I was calling at the time shaking, it was actually excitement, but I didn't knew that. My body perceived what is about to happen, and everything was amazing and brilliant. Of course, I was nervous, like, would I know how to touch these points? Will they work? Am I doing it correctly after I started? So I had all these crazy thoughts, and like, we worry too much. This is what I would say, too much. We make things so complicated when they are actually not. Is as easy as that. And yes, I had an amazing time. And I was so excited, and I was sharing with my friends, and I was like, look, I learned this new thing. Can I practice on you? And I was gifting to all my friends. Some of them, they didn't understood completely. They didn't allow me. And I kept going. And after a few months, I said, I want the second class and I want the third class, and I'll become a practitioner and I will have classes. And I did. And today I'm also an access bars facilitator, and I do teach other people. And I have to say, like, there is no other joy than to see your participants in class changing and shifting and sometimes even releasing, and then you see them grow and they become facilitators. So I did mention at the beginning that I was invited by a friend in another group. And there you are. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for you as well. So my dear friend Simona invited me in her community to share my story about access bars, which actually inspired me to have this life. And there were people that they were impacted by me just sharing the existence of access bars. So it is like a ripple effect. I shared with my friend Claudia. Actually, at the time she was my client, I was coaching her. I shared this amazing tool, she chose it, and then she shared with Simona. Simona needed a bit more of time, and she chose it 1 year later, more or less. But today, both of them, they are facilitators, which means that they took 3 classes and they got their license and now they are teaching other people this amazing technique. And literally, I know some of you would have questions. The ones that you are watching in replay, at the moment I see no one has questions. Of course, Simona knows what access bars is. Yet, maybe Simona, you could type one question that you had before when you actually didn't understand what access bars is about. Yet, if you have questions when you watch the replay, please drop me a message in private, drop a comment, and I will get back to you. But if you're referring at your brain the same way as you would refer to your virused computer or laptop, imagine that when your computer is virused, normally you will buy an antivirus, but you will also reinstall the Windows. And then make a parallel or an analogy and think at access bars, that access bars is the new Windows with the virus, the antivirus altogether. So basically, the same way that it works when you reinstall the Windows and you activate the antivirus on your computer, pretty much this is what access bars does to your brain. You release the electromagnetic charge that you have in the brain. And I know some of you are very, very, hello Claudia, and hello everyone that I cannot see. So basically I can see only the people that are commenting. I don't know who is live with me. So for the people that are logical and they want proof and they want science, I do have that, because when we think, our brain is recording and recording every thought, every feeling, every emotion, every judgment that you may receive from people when you go to the shops. So I still have this when I go to the shops and there's a lot of queue behind me. I feel like I don't want to be in their way. I don't feel that's my awareness, and that they judge me that I'm not taking my shoppings too quickly. And I still perceive that. And then I just go and have a session, and that and much more gets released. But we record so much during the day in traffic. We get annoyed, we get triggered, I don't know, maybe we hear bad news. There are so many things that we put on our body, on our brain, like attention. You just feel so heavy. And what access bar does is clears it all out. And it is fascinating. Like when you have muscle tension, what do? You go to a massage therapist, and they will massage the muscle, and they will give you, the sense of ease and relaxation that you feel on the body. I used to have a very bad back and a very tight muscle on my back, and my massage therapist will work for 1 hour and a half just to release that part of my brain. Of my brain. I apologize, I'm just too excited about what access bars can do, of my shoulder and my muscle all together. 1 hour and a half only for one area. The same thing is when you collect so many thoughts, points of view, emotions, and let's face it, these days we have so much. We are functioning so much from fight mode. We don't get the time to be present. We're so, how would I say it? We just function on a very busy lifestyle, on a very active mode, and you know it. I'm pretty sure that all of you that are watching at this point or in the future, you actually run your life as a marathon. Let's make this analogy. Like you're busy, 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 phone calls, pick up the kids, cook, do this, do that. Maybe you have a course that you attend. Maybe you go to the gym. This, that at one point you feel like you just explode. And when you actually come to an access bar session, or if you're becoming a practitioner, when you actually give to one of your clients this session, you're giving them that time with themselves, that space, that connection, when they actually can pull back together all their energy and they connect with themselves. So I had a client that he like wake up because he fell asleep, and he said, I cannot explain this feeling. I feel like I'm all connected. How beautiful is that? You know, you lie down 1 hour and a half on one massage bed and you fell asleep, you laugh, you cry, you name it, because we go through different things. We're unique individuals and lots of things can happen. And you wake up and you say, I feel whole for the first time in my life. This and the brightness that you can see on their face, it makes your day and is the reason that you wake up in the morning. It is amazing, and sometimes we struggle putting it into the words because people they make it complicated. They make it yes, but what is it? And you tell them, you know what, there are 32 points on your head connected to with your thoughts, feelings, emotion, points of view, consideration, implants, explants, and all that. And they are like, yeah, but what is it? And literally now I just say, just stop, don't think. You lie down on the table, I touch 32 points on your head, and you literally let go to all the blockages that you have collected through the day, week, month, it depends, or maybe your life if it is your first session. And you get to a sense of ease that is pretty much unexplainable in words, because it's different for every single one of us. And I'll just read what Simona said. I was skeptical, but I saw the change in me. And Claudia, yes, well, you know, when you choose it, you choose it. And you get it when you get it. And I used to hear this question, actually is a statement. And I used to say, Diana, like saying, you get it when you get it. And I was like, yeah, I know, I get it when I get it. At first, it was not my language, but I was open to receive. I was open to hear, and I listen and I listen. And, you know, even to my participants, and you can apply it as well, Simona, I always say to them, you know what? Just go over and over to the Access Bars manual. Why? Because it has some valuable tools in it. And you may find yourself in life at different times, different areas, you know, different experiences. You grow, you reach a level, and you may find some difficulty in your life. You go and you read the manual, and something will click just like that. And you're like, oh my God, why didn't I see this before? And it was there the whole time. This is just because you weren't ready to perceive it in totality, or that was required for you at the time to actually see it. And literally, if you use the tools that are in the Access Bars manual, they are life changing. Even if you don't do nothing, even if you don't practice, even if you don't go further with Access Consciousness classes, and you just read that manual and you use those tools, they are life changing. I'm grateful for you as well, and I'm happy that you chose to create greater for you and your family. And I'm happy that Marius chose as well. I think in a way he chose for you. So how does it get even better than this? This is one tool uh, from Access Bars manual, and we are using it like crazy. And this tool is not, like recently I had some people telling me like, stop saying this because it does get better than this. And I was like, yes, I know it does get better than this, but I'm sending this, like, I'm just opening the door and I'm sending it in the universe. This is like what this tool does. And uh, I do know that I will post after this, I will post the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, actually speaking about this tool. It's like 2 minutes 75 if I'm not mistaken. And um, he speaks about the tool, how does it get even better than this. So it's just opening the space for more. And this tool is not a tool that you just use um, when something good happens and you say, oh, you got money, and you just like, how does it get even better? Yes, you use it then, but you also use it when a big bill is coming your way. Normally we would judge it like, oh my god, again, oh, but I thought I paid it. Or a fine is coming and you're like, yes, but like we go, oh my god, that wasn't my fault, that guy, or like they set it up too low or whatsoever. We always find a way to complain. But if you will learn to actually use the tool and use, how does it get even better when a bill is coming up, when a fine is coming up, when, I don't know, sometimes there are some people that may pass away in your family. By using this tool and finding yourself in all these situations, good or bad or ugly, it means that you open space for something greater. And the more you practice, the more you will have ease. Yes, you will be in grief, you will be upset, but you will see that things are working out. In my case, every time when I get a bill, something is coming up my way. So the universe is providing for me. Yes, it was, some variables. Maybe I was speeding, maybe whatsoever. I was consuming too much data on my phone. But the universe has your back. Please remember that. Simona says that before I was in her life, she offered the bar session to a friend who chose to release herself from stress. How does it get even better? And what else greater is possible for every single one of us that we choose to have our bars run? Tomorrow I have an appointment and somebody is coming and I'll have a session. And I don't know if you know about this, but when you give an access bar session, you also, if you have the same points of view, considerations, you will also release. So it is a gifting and receiving. So I like to say that is double gifting and receiving, because in one way you give and you receive. And if you have the same point, and you clear your points of view and considerations, but also your body also likes to be touched. So you as an infinite being, you give and you receive with the other being, and your body gives and receives from the other body. So it is amazing what this can create in our lives if we actually open ourselves and open our heart just to receive. So this is an invitation for you to consider something more. And there is a saying like, let me remember correctly in English. So it says, every person that today is a stranger is your best friend from tomorrow. So the same thing applies with access bars. Maybe you are familiar with reflexology. Maybe you are familiar with deep tissue massage. Maybe you are familiar with EFT. So the same way that the person that today is a stranger can be your best friend tomorrow, the same access bars that is a total stranger for you today may be your best friend tomorrow. Just open up your heart. Allow yourself to think out of the box, to see from a different angle, despite of what your mind may say. And what if you actually, when the mind says da 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 da, you say, yes, I know you're here, but let me listen with my heart, and choose based on what your heart is telling you, what your intuition is telling you. How many times you did ignore your intuition and you made a bad choice? I did it at the beginning of the year and I'm still suffering from it. So I signed the contract, and while the application was sent, my voice inside my head was like, why do I feel this is the biggest mistake I ever did? Because it was. And I was like, yeah, that's it. I still struggle with lawyers and accountants and all of that to fix that issue. So, next time when you find yourself in a situation like this, tell the mind to shush and connect with your heart and listen to your intuition. It never fails you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I do like talking, and when I start talking about access bars and I'm not, limited, I go wide. And there would be so many things that I could say, but at the end of the day, and it's like it creates wonders. It is also a way to learn to receive more. You receive with your body, you receive with your being, but you also receive with your mind if you actually take in consideration that you allow yourself to try something new, to discover something new. Get a session, find a practitioner, find a swap, a gifting and receiving event where you can experience this just, with a lower price that would normally be. There are so many practitioners worldwide that they do sessions for free in certain months to support mental health, to support well-being, to support suicide awareness. There are people that they are doing free sessions for soldiers with PTSD or to charities. So there are so many ways where you can actually find these people and just receive one session for free. Claudia, that is my pleasure. I'm very happy that you allow yourself to receive not only the bars, but everything be what I had to share with you while we were working together. So how does it get even better than this? Divine beings, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I don't know, sometimes the words, they are truly not enough, and sometimes I don't know, I would just say connect with the energy so you may receive all my gratitude that I have for every single person that shows up and watch this. And yes, I'm very aware that some of you will be like, yeah, you're grateful when you're actually like, you don't know who is watching. But I actually am. And I do this live with such a joy. And I do believe in this amazing technique. And not only because it is amazing and it creates opportunities and it creates ease and it creates joy, and it takes you to a different level. Like literally, if I start writing down all the things that happened in my life since I had my first bar session, and you would include the 24 years that I had before. So I did my bar session when in 2019. So it's not that long ago yet. Since I was 28, I started my personal development journey, and that led me to some spiritual work, that led me to access bars and access consciousness and much more. Yet if I'm looking at, I don't know, 2 years that I spent in personal development, and like what happened at that time and what happened since I started actually having access bars, you would say that the experiences that I had in 20 years, 28 years of experience, like whole my life, they are combined in these 3 years since I'm doing access bars. It is amazing. Like I feel like I have lived so much and I have accomplished so much that, yeah, I feel like it's me, my old me and my new me. So living more intense in 3 years than whole my life. And I had ease with publishing a book, going through a divorce, um, changing, like getting permanent contract, being promoted in different roles, then changing jobs, and now building my own business with very strong foundations, because I quit my job and I chose to facilitate change and facilitate people and help the world be a better place and heal. I'm also a coach. I chose at the beginning to do separate pages. So, when I'm coming here, I'm speaking about access bars only. And when I'm going there, I speak about coaching topics and empowerment in a different way. When I started, I didn't know exactly how to combine. I wasn't certified as a coach. In 2020, I was just at the coaching school, so that's why I didn't know exactly how to bring them together. But it doesn't really matter, because I'm here and I'm there, and my mission is to serve humanity better and to empower women that they struggle with childhood trauma. And I have a bigger desire that when the divine timing will be coming, I'll create a program that will empower kids, because I was a disempowered kid. I was suffering while I was a teenager and like young kid, because I felt I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I'm not worth it. I felt like everything I'm doing is not enough. And of course, it was related to my mom. I had these relationship issues with my mom. I wasn't feeling loved about her. I was terrified. I was scared. I would be more confident speaking with literally any stranger, but not with her. So when I had problems, I wouldn't go to her, because I was scared that she would just beat me or punish me, or something would have been my fault. And this pattern controlled my life for so long. And when I started my journey with personal development, led me to spirituality, as I said earlier, and then I find, but by the time I was led to spirituality and access consciousness, I knew already that I want to be a coach. I want to help people. to, because I am aware that we are so many in the world, that we still live from past patterns, from past wounds, and what we have done most of our life, it was to suppress. We are experts of suppressing. And today I was actually in a call with some other mentors that I have, and they were speaking about trauma on a very deep level, and addiction. And of course, all of them, they are male. And what I could identify is that we girls, normally we have issues with our mothers, and the boys, normally they have relationship issues with their fathers. That was fascinating for me because I didn't notice that until now, and that made me even more curious, to discover more about this world. At the moment, I chose to work only with women in coaching, and hopefully their children will grow empowered, and they will not, I don't know, they won't find themselves at their uh, university having the degree exam and be terrified that they are going through an exam. They will be confident to sustain that exam because they know they are worth it and they can. And they are loved and supported no matter what, even if they don't pass that exam. What would it take actually that all the parents in the world to support their children in a way that will empower them to kind of set them for success? I I was 20 years old and I was shy. Even though I was working with people, I was great at interacting, but when it was about me going at the bank or something, or I don't know, maybe like to a boss after I got hired, it was the end of the world. Even in the university, I was terrified of my teachers. And you get the point. So, what would it take for us to heal all our traumas so we don't pass it on to our children? And actually live in a life where you, as divine being, you feel free. But not only because you stop doing XYZ, but you literally, as a being, as an individual, as a person that came to enjoy life here, because this is why we came here, to enjoy life, you would actually feel empowered, you will feel free, you will feel confident, and you just would knew that everything is possible for you without going through so many years of therapy, some of us. Yes, so I've told you a little bit about my other side of the work that I'm doing, but at the end of the day, everything that I do is to serve humanity better. And I do hope you actually get that, not from my words, but from my energy. Every time when I come in a life, no matter how bad I'm feeling, no matter, thank you for the hearts, I'm so grateful that you stayed with me so long. No matter that maybe I had a bad day just before I jump in life, literally, it doesn't matter. In within minutes or sometimes even seconds, I light up like a Christmas tree because I do love this, and this is not, you know, just about a job. This is not about something that you just do. This is something that, yeah, in a way is like 24/7, and it is my mission. And to be honest with you, call me crazy, but I was a child, I don't know, in between. I mean, I know. You see, this is a pattern that we have. Somebody asks you something and you say, oh, I don't know. You make yourself small when you actually know. So I was around 5 years old And I just had that knowing, that feeling that I'm born to do greater things in the world. And I grew up with that idea. I know I'm born to do something greater, but I don't know what is it. And I carry on. And I have tried so many things in my life, and I'm still trying. And I'm still learning, and I'm still experiencing, because this is why I came here, to explore, to experience, and to remember what my gifts are, to share with the world. And it took me a while because I wasn't as present in my life, and I was busy making other lives easier, pleasing people, doing everything for everyone else but not me. I was like, I cannot do that. Ask me today. Like, I would be the first one to tell you that you're the most important person in your life. And yeah, it was a journey, and the more I go deeper, the more I discover who I am. And I don't know, roughly 1 to 2 years ago, I used to say that I'm this, I'm that, and you go to places and people ask you, who are you? And you say, I'm an author, I'm a practitioner, I'm certified in this, and this, and you label yourself just as that position. Let's face it, you graduate high school and you're like, what? I'm just a graduate from high school? I'm way more than that. And recently I heard Vishen Lakiani saying that this is a continued grow and development. And remember, I don't know if they were exactly the words, like I cannot just writing right now and say these were exactly the words with the commas, yet that was the idea. And I was so happy and grateful that he confirmed what I already knew. I knew that this is a continuous growth, and you reach a level and you get empowered and you go to the next level. The importance is just to know and to be aware that is more. And if you don't know is more, ask yourself, what's next? And just to give you like a crazy example, for me, since 2-3 months ago, I started asking, okay, everybody has a podcast these days. What is next? I would like to know what's next. And now everybody speaks about chat GPT or something like that. So, like all these inventors, they created something that people said it's impossible. Ask yourself, what's next? You find yourself in a situation, okay, and after this, what's beyond that? Keep looking for more, don't settle for less. And literally, I will end now. I have so much to share, and this is just the beginning to come. And I hope just that you took the main points. Like literally, if you listen to this, I gave you at least 5 tools that you can use in your life to create greater. So thank you so much one more time for staying here with me, for interacting. I'm very, very grateful for both of you being here, and I'm grateful for the ones that you will watch in the future. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for taking the time and listen. And I do hope that at least one part, one thing, something, ring the bell and make an impact, or at least made you think and consider that you can apply it in your life, or that aha moment, like, oh, I could use this. Just have the openness to perceive. So even though this is really important, because everyone is sharing lots of tools, And some of the tools we know, and we have this point of like, we have this point of view or even judgment, like, I know this already. But I'm inviting you to actually stop, catch yourself that you say, oh, I know this, and ask yourself, if I didn't knew this information, and just by listening now like it was the first time, what could I get out of it? You will be surprised of what it creates in your life. Thank you so much. And this is not a thank you so much like whispering, but it was on the heart level, and I truly send you hugs and blessings and light and love and rainbows, because I'm very, 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 very grateful for being here in this space. And if you want to know more, keep following. You can also join my free group that I have created, where I empower women. I've been not very active uh, while I was working, so now I'm building myself slowly, slowly to show up more and bring you more value and more tools. I am a person that doesn't like just to give information. I like to give practical tools that you can apply right now or even tomorrow in your life. Because let's face it, we have so many folders with so many informations that you will never go back and read ever again, no matter how good they are. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you all a very good night. And thank you for being here. And I love you, girls. Bye.